the theme is same as last week. Why is my life like this? Matthew 14, begin reading at the 22nd verse.
And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship, and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, and they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid.
I want you to notice something preceding this occurrence. Jesus had just got through feeding 5,000 people. Let's back up a little bit. Go up to the 14th chapter and verse 12.
And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it, and went and told Jesus.
Now they killed John the Baptist, and now John the Baptist's disciples.
When Jesus heard of it, he departed place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them. And he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past, and send the multitude away.
Now, I want you to notice something. Jesus' first cousin and his forerunner was murdered. Y'all with me? And he went to a desert place to be alone. And the people followed him. So they took away the opportunity for him to be alone and to grieve. And so when you go back, so they're there, he can't send them away because they followed him. And so we already know, eventually he took 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, and he fed thousands of people. There are people that can go so far, because when he leaves this second time, what did he do? He sent the multitude away, because the first time he didn't do that, and they followed him. You got to understand that the place that God is taking you, it ain't for everybody to go. And it's a dangerous place when God trying to sanctify a person so he could reveal himself on another level, and then he calling you and you trying to bring everybody with you. So this time Jesus said, he's telling y'all can't come. Now I just performed a miracle, but that miracle was for the general public. And now he tells them, don't follow me this time. I'm finna go somewhere. And then he tells his disciples to get on the ship and to go on the other side. I'll be down there in a little bit. You all go, and then everybody else, y'all go back home. This ain't the first time Jesus did that, when he delivered the man from all them demons that was living in the tombs. Remember, he wanted to follow Jesus. Jesus told him, he said, no, you go back home and go witness. And the man went to Decapolis and witnessing everywhere about what Jesus did. So you better be glad that you are the individual that Jesus did not tell to go home. better be glad that he didn't perform a miracle and then send you away. Look at somebody and say, I'm still here. And then what you got to understand is, he tells, well, let me let her read it. Go back down to that 27th verse and read that.
And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray.
Now, I want you to understand this. You got to see this. He the one told them to get on that ship. They didn't do that on their own. The Bible says he constrained his disciples because they wanted to comfort him because of the loss of his cousin. And then he was trying to get away from everybody so that he could be alone, and that didn't work. And so he had to forcefully say, look, y'all, I'm going to be all right. I'm finna go pray. Get on this boat and go on the other side. I'll be there. And we all know what happens. A storm comes. What we have to do, and we have to, you got to really have a relationship with God. Because God will tell you to do something, and then it look like it ain't working the way it's supposed to work. And he told them to go on the ship. It was not their idea. And what happened? Everybody know what happened? Storm came. Them folks thought they was finna die. But he told them to do it. And then he come walking on the water, and they don't even recognize who he is. My question tonight is, do you recognize when your help comes? They said it's a spirit. Now, these are the same people now that walk with him, that assist him, that they are his disciples. Everywhere he go, they go, except for when he go to perform certain miracles and he just take Peter, James, and John. But everywhere else, all of the disciples is with him. God is actually showing us in the Bible that their relationship wasn't cemented yet. Because 2 chapters later, Peter talking about, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. But here, he said, it's a spirit. You got to understand, this is a process. When you first get introduced with Jesus, it's a lot of stuff you ain't going to understand. Is God to take you through a series of things, and it's actually designed to give you a greater revelation of who he is. Because when he wasn't walking on water, now they just got through seeing this man feed 5,000 plus with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, and then when he go to do something else out of this world, they don't even know what's going on. They all thrown off. They're talking about it's the devil or some kind of spirit. They don't know what's going on. Let me tell you something. Look at somebody and say, that's us. Because every level you go on, God trying to show you another level of his wonder working power. And when you don't have a solid relationship with God, God will be trying to help you, and you think it's the devil. Oh, y'all don't want to talk to me tonight, because y'all always know it's God. Oh, that's the Lord there. That's the Lord there. No, Bishop, why this happening to me? I don't understand. Why is this storm in my life? Because let me tell you got different storms. You got the storm that God brings. You got the storm that the devil brings. And the one we definitely don't like to talk about is the storms that we bring on our own self. I done bought so many of them. Look at here. When I always recognize that storm. You know what? I bought this on myself. And the devil ain't got nothing to do with this. God ain't got nothing to do with this. Look at somebody and say, sometimes it be us. But in this case, it's not. God constrained them. God will force you and I to go somewhere, and something happened. Hey, I did what you told me to do. Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all done been there. Look at here. I'm coming down your road sooner or later. I'm coming. Because all of us done been there. God will tell us to go do something, and then it look like, well, why he tell me to do this? And it turned out like this. Because he trying to show you something. So he tell them, y'all go ahead on. I'm finna go pray. Well, what he probably was praying for was them. Because he already knew what he was going to do. He already knew, I'm going to send you on a ship, but I ain't got another ship to go on because I sent everybody else away. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm finna go walk on this water and pull up on them. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me now. Because some of us done been there. God came in a way we didn't think he was coming, and then we didn't even recognize what he was trying to do. He was trying to show them another revelation of just how bad. Man, Jesus is bad. I ain't studying no Michael Jackson. He's talking about, I'm bad. Jesus is bad. That he walked on water and was bad enough to get. This God thing ain't nothing to play with. Man, God is so awesome. Isaiah 55, is it? Is that what I want? We're coming back here. I think it's that 8th, 9th verse. What I want. Yeah, that's what I want. Isaiah 55 and 8. Read.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
God telling you, you got to come up higher. When you really want to get a relationship with me, you got to come up a little higher. Because I'm going to do some stuff that don't really make no natural sense. You see, come why? My ways, they would have thought he was going to charter another boat. They knew he was Jesus. He knew and went with this man called Jesus. And so they knew he had the power of persuasion. They thought he was going to get somebody to bring him to the other side on the boat. And he turned around, he walked on water. How many times has God tried to do that to us? But we don't even recognize where our help comes from. So he said, as the heavens are higher than the earth, because I live up there and we live down here. So I'm here and you down here. He said, so are my ways higher than your ways. But if you want to learn his ways, look at somebody and say, you got to come up higher. Because a real relationship with God, you got to come up higher because it's going to cost you something. And the problem is, a lot of times, that stuff, when God trying to bring you up higher, they're going to test you with something that you don't want to give up. That's how that thing that works. When God really wants you to come up higher, I mean, look what he did with Abraham. He said, you want to be my friend? You want to be called a friend of God? I know how you feel about Isaac. See, folks don't think that God will test you with the very thing you don't want to. Everybody, I don't like them nowhere, huh? Hey, yeah, you had that. He don't want that. He want that thing you don't want to cut loose. Because there's a miracle for everybody, and then there's a miracle for that select group. Look at somebody and say, I want to be in that group. I want to be in that group. Because, see, hey, I remember many days when we had to do demonology, and they say, I want everybody out, and you stay, and folk be looking crazy. Why he put me out? You know why he put you out. For one, that demon might be trying to expose you so he can give you a shot, get you up out of here. But the other thing is, Jesus I know, Paul I know, but who are you? And then that's something done jumped on your behind. Holy Ghost and all. So it was a group that delivered the demon out of the person, and then there was a group that was standing right there looking at everything. The people in the door, loose here, they're looking. They see everything, but they can't get that front row seat. Look at somebody and say, I want a front row seat. Man, y'all done been to the movie theater. You get too far back, and that's when that 6'8" man want to sit right in front of you. The whole movie, you going like this. Because every time he moves, you got to counter react. But when you all the way in the front, it don't matter what's going on behind you. You don't see none of that. You get the whole screen. You get to see the whole show, front row. That's why when you go to a sporting event, you got to be stacking to get sit up in front. You might be sitting next to Kobe. Well, he dead now. LeBron James or y'all pray for me. I don't watch that stuff no more. I don't got time. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I just don't have no time. I did see though that guy like on MMA lost his title. I said, my goodness. Yeah, that man knocked him out too. What the man's name is? You watched it? I didn't know it was coming on. Y'all know I get all that pay-per-view for free. I would have watched that. I'm glad I didn't watch it though. Anything would have bothered me see that man get knocked out. I sure hope he get his title back. But he say, for as, verse 10, Isaiah 55 and 10, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not, but watereth the earth and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. So why? Everything that come out of the mouth of God is seed and to cause us to grow. You don't want to grow in knowledge. Look at somebody and say you want to grow in your relationship, because you don't want the same relationship with God you had when you first came into church and you done been up in here 10 years. And the mistake that, and I know I'm guilty of it, folk that been around for the church 10 years, you think they done outgrown some of this stuff. Man, they've been falling for the same thing for the last 10 years. You see that? I'm guilty, fussing with folk. Man, you done been here this long and you still wrestling with that? I'm guilty. Because you think, it's just like any other job. We think sometimes person been around for a long time and they gonna grow and have a certain relationship with God, and they still way down there on the totem pole. When I say totem pole, I ain't talking about position and titles. I'm talking about relationship. Because when you start to have a real relationship with God and that storm come, you already know, rather the devil sent it, rather God sent it, or even you created it, he gonna show up to help. He did not leave them stranded when they didn't recognize who he is. Get an attitude. Well, who you think? You don't know who I am? I'm the one that just fed 5,000. No. Look at somebody and say he helped them anyway. He didn't go to say, man, I just fed all them people and you don't even know. I'm the one told you to go on the other side, and when I come to meet you, you don't even recognize me. He didn't even do that. These are the very people that was with him. But 2 chapters later now, because this is a process. You just won't. Sometimes as leaders, we do fail to realize some people do grow faster than others. So you got some folk that been in the church 3 years that can conduct themselves better than folks that been in there 10 years. We ain't gonna talk about that. I'm just gonna state that fact and then move on. Because the storm came to them only for them to get to see another part of Jesus Christ. The storms of life that we go through, God just trying to reveal who he is. Sometimes we get caught up in who brought the storm, but not the Savior in the storm. Because guess what? Jesus didn't walk very far. That's the whole thing. It wasn't like he was walking all night. He said, well, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. He was close to them the whole. Look at somebody and say, he close. Even in your storm, he right there. Because if he designed it, he ain't going to try to walk no 2 days, or no 4 days, or no 30 days to get to your storm. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Even when it get bad, you got to recognize, when I show up with some help, you got to recognize it's me. And if it ain't me, it's somebody that I sent. Why? Jesus Christ is saying yesterday, he ain't walking the earth no more. But them storms still coming. Look at somebody and say, he's still sending help. Do you recognize your help? Man, this is what keep this life exciting. Because you don't never know what God gonna do next. I have said this so many times, bad stuff happen. They say, I wonder how you gonna work this out. Even the storms I created, how you gonna get me out of this one? I know y'all don't want to talk about that part. I done been there. Because he's a forgiving God. So I wonder how you gonna get me out of this mess I just created. And it kind of take the fear away, and it be a level of excitement. Because you know he gonna rescue you. Even if he got to break your leg and put you across his shoulder, you know he gonna come to your aid. It's how he gonna do it. They would have never thought. Their mindset was on another boat, and he came walking. Because God is a spirit. And that spirit was in Jesus. And that spirit really got strong enough for him to do what no other person had done. And then the beauty of it all is he didn't walk on the water when the water was calm. He came when the bottom fell out. God sometimes allowed the bottom to fall out. Why? Because if he rescue you too soon, you don't recognize it's God. And so he'll let the bottom fall out, show you, man, look here, ain't nothing too hard for me. I don't care what you going through. I don't even care what you done got yourself into. I don't care what the devil fighting you with. Man, this God. And you thinking, oh, well, my first cousin helped me out with this one on. You know, Aunt Lulu, Queen Uzziah, they'll get me out this. And then God turn around and use another individual, and you sitting there thinking they the devil. You got a spirit in you. And the whole time, they came to help you. This is the stuff that we read every day. I'll never forget. I was in the church about 10 years ago, and the Lord said, you know you got more in common than them people in the Bible you think you do. I thought he was talking about, people in the Bible is black. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about all them times he manifested himself to me, and I didn't really recognize who he was. You just like them folks in the Old Testament. And then that was an eye-opener to me. It made me want to really get to know him on a greater level. For him to come to tell me, you ain't too much far off than them folk you reading about in the Old Testament, that bothered me. That's about the same as Bishop coming down here and saying, I pastor a lukewarm church, and then you go back out there and then you just sit on your ministry. That would be enough to make, man, look at him. He don't talk to me like that. And it'd be true. I'm finna go out here and do something. The Calvin just got back to the church, and he already bringing folk in here. Hello? Y'all help Minister Taylor out. And what that man name is came to the church yesterday? Anthony. Anthony was in Wayne Farm when I was out there. I couldn't remember his name, but he walked in the door. I said, I know you. I can't see you because I ain't done broke my glasses. I said, but I know that walk. I said, where we used to work together at? And he said, I used to work at Wayne Farm. I said, I knew you from somewhere. I mean, Calvin just got back. He ain't been here a month. They already got this sister and this brother-in-law trying to get them in the church and get some of this apostolic truth. I know the devil gonna bring something at him. Oh, so you finna call yourself coming back to church and then you gonna do something? I'm finna go and ask God, can I test you? Man, your tests and trials are not made to destroy you. They're actually made to make you and to raise you on another level. Because when you go through properly, God said, oh, okay. I got my eye on you. He'll let a couple stuff happen to you and see you giving them glory and praise through it all. I got to watch myself. Some days I don't have nothing to do at my job. I said, man, I ain't got nothing to do. I got 2 inspections. I'll be here for a whole 8 hours. Man, I was trying to get away from that hard work. I could sit there and make money not doing my own job. I stick a fire stick in that jailbreak it and sell it. I got to sit there and say, man, you better not complain. This is what you want. Okay, so you ain't running the ripping all day long, but your knees is selling, Lord, thank you. The bottom of your feet saying, Lord, I praise you. Yeah, we got a light schedule. And then because you used to doing work all the time, man, I ain't got nothing but 2 to do. Man, I repent, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Because the help comes, you don't even recognize it. I didn't even understand. I never forget it. I was coming home, minding my own business, and God said, chicken and fish. I said, huh? Chicken and fish. Called Sister Minnie up. I said, I can't eat meat no more. I said, what you talking about, Negro? Because I'm a hamburger man, a steak man, everything else. Well, I don't care about steak that much. Mine don't got them dope teeth. I can't tussle with no steak, you know. But all that other stuff, oxtails and I often forget all that stuff. Spare ribs and all that stuff. Plum used to be back there cooking, and then he told me that. I didn't even really understand. I didn't question it. My mind was, if he told me not to eat it, then I know he's trying to prevent something from happening to my body. I didn't even worry about it. Because why? If he told it to me, it's for, look at somebody and say, when God tells you something, it's for your benefit. I didn't have to have no answer then. Answer came right behind the line. When Bishop went on that alkaline because he had that, because they diagnosed him with cancer, and I sit there and say, oh, now I understand. Because I was off the meat for a while before he stopped doing that. And then when he testified about the doctor told him he had cancer, and then Michael Cates came over one day not knowing now that he was diagnosed with that and said, hey, you ever thought about this alkaline stuff and helping your body out? Man, this thing is good for your body. And then when all that, sitting there saying, oh, now I understand. Because I had already stopped eating the pork because I was taking blood pressure medicine. I didn't get that part up. Man, them ribs be smelling good too. They be in my job every morning. You know, they done put all that stuff in that break room, and every morning I got to walk in there. And so I was in there this morning. They was making some sausage links. I said, boy, y'all got it smelling good up in here. They say, you can't eat that. I said, that don't mean it don't smell good. I still appreciate food. Just because I ain't going to eat it, that don't mean I don't like how it smells. I ain't grown to the place where, oh, that stuff thick. I ain't there yet. I'm at the place where it smells good. I just ain't gonna eat it. You want to kill yourself with that good smelling food? That's on you. I'm gonna smell it, but I'll let you eat it. And yes, it did smell good. And they're looking at me and saying, but you just said it smelled good, but you ain't gonna eat it? No, I ain't gonna eat it. There's a whole lot of stuff that's good to my flesh that ain't good for me. See, I still appreciate good smelling food. I mean, oh, you got power. No, it ain't all that. I got sense. You told me to back off because I know if I eat that stuff, my blood pressure going to go up high, and I'm going to get a headache, and then I'm going to have to go home and use up my sick time. Or I can just smell it, enjoy how it smells, and watch you eat it. And then you come to me when your blood pressure way up there talking about, oh, Rev, you pray for me. They ain't diagnosed me with high blood pressure. Lord, bless them to get off that pork. In Jesus' name, amen. Because that's just what the prayer going to be. Got a bad heart condition. Where Minister Dante at? Still eating hog mugs and chitlins. You better leave that stuff alone. Don't tempt the Lord thy God. He done sat there and delivered you from all that. You want to sit around there and tempt God? Keep playing with God. He ain't going to take you out. And now you ain't a hog mug, but you eat some of that other stuff though. He ain't gonna take you out. He just gonna let you throw up once or twice. And I'm gonna sit there and say, that's God talking to you. That ain't that food. That food ain't small. Look at somebody and say, that was the Lord. He chased the ones he loved, and you know he loved you. Brought you back from 3%. Then you want to play with him? Man, you better put that plate down. He know I'm telling him the truth, but that stuff smell good. And it tastes good. It just ain't good for us. Some of y'all are sitting there saying, I don't like how that stuff tastes no more. I ain't got that testimony. Bree was telling me, she said, I got to cook oxtails. Pastor, pray for me. I said, they introduced me to them lamb tails. It tastes just like oxtails. It just ain't as big. Okay, you go eat your oxtail and I'll eat mine. I'm good. Now I was telling them this morning, I said, I got plant-based sausage and a smoker. Right now it's raining, so I can't pull it out. But when that sun go to shining, I'm finna put them plant-based sausages in there, and I'm gonna bring them to work, and I ain't gonna put it in the microwave. I'm gonna put it in the convection oven, because I'm gonna put it on slow, so I want them to smell it. Oh, you done, so I thought you ain't eat meat. I ain't eat no meat, that's grass. I be eating them Impossible burgers. I thought you ain't eat meat. I ain't eating no meat. It's an Impossible burger. And then y'all remember when I had to go to that thing and I dressed up in white, and they had chicken and different glazes on them, and then they had real hamburgers, and then they be looking out for me. Then they had a thing full of Impossible burgers. They looked just like little Crystal burgers. They had them square and it was small. And one of the girls, they just sipped up too much of that alcohol. I guess she went to that bar. I wasn't a part of that. And so she grabbed the wrong set of hamburgers, tore them up, and took them home to her kids, and they ate them all. And so the next day, we just having a general conversation. And she was telling me how much she enjoyed them hamburgers. I took them things home. They were going to throw them out. I said, you did? I said, yeah, them burgers was good. I said, which ones did you get? Because they had different kinds. So they're ones that were all the way on the end. I said, oh yeah? I said, guess what? I said, them was the ones they made for me. I said, that wasn't the real me. She just had this look on her face. I swear it was worth $1 million. I said, so you know what you just ate, right? Because, you know, they be talking trash. I ain't eating none of that stuff you eating. It tastes like cardboard. I said, you know that's that stuff they cook for me, right? She's sitting there now, her mouth wide open. She can't say nothing. I said, didn't you just say you gave it to your kids? And you had some the next day? You weren't drunk then. You were sober. And y'all ate up all that meat. She's just sitting there. She can't say nothing. Y'all know I exposed her to the whole job site. Guess who eating Impossible Burgers? And God worked it out like that because she told me, you ain't gonna get me with that sea moss and that Impossible Burger. And y'all must be in some kind of cult. Now she done found out she ate what I ate. I said, oh, so you in the cult now too, huh? She out of the closet now. She don't care now. Every time we have a party and they make them Impossible Burgers, if they ain't got no more real ones left, guess what? She gonna go like this and she gonna go on and get her a couple of them. Just like y'all and them frog legs. Some of y'all, boy, I remember I used to have to give them the brie and she go hide in the back of the chicken, back of the kitchen, and they'd be tearing it up. Then none of y'all know what was going on. She went through that for months. Because why? She was worried about what people was going to say. And that food got good to her, and she just came out the closet. Her and Ashley. We was down there at that Chinese joint in Covington, Tennessee, and I looked down at Ashley's plate, and she had some frog legs. Now, she ain't saying nothing now, but she eating it, because, I wonder if they're looking at what I got on my plate. I walked over there and said, oh, you got some frog legs, huh? And she just looking at me, put her head back down. She worried about, I ain't studying y'all. I had to get off that steroid chicken. I got me an alternative. I forsook Zaxby for Kermit. And me and Kermit got it going on. I don't care what you think. You eat your chicken that's full of steroids and all that stuff. The chicken go from 0 to 30 days. 0 days, and then 30 days later, he on your plate. There ain't nothing natural about that. But you can't stay away. It ain't the food that tastes so good. You addicted to the stuff they put in that food, and you don't even know it. When your stomach go to growling, it want that dope, not the food. It want them steroids and all that other stuff they point. How you gonna get a chicken in 30 days from the egg to your plate? Something wrong with that picture. Them cavemen wasn't eating like that. Them people in the Bible wasn't eating like that. When God said everything is to be eaten, just bless it, that was before they started putting all them drugs in there. That's why we got this way of eating now. Because they didn't have that kind of technology. Well, they ate it in the Bible. They sure did. But look at somebody say it was drug-free. You eat, and the first thing you want to do is go lay down. But I'm talking about this manifestation of God on this next level. Who want to go to the next level with me? I know I showed. Man, look at him. Now I can be honest with y'all, right? There is some apprehension, but the excitement of how this thing gonna work out overrides a little apprehension. Well, how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? I don't know. I just know I trust God. I don't even know how he gonna do it, because the way my mindset is one way, and I already know. Look at here, the way you thinking ain't gonna happen that way. So I'm looking at any and everybody as a potential help. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who's going to be the person that's going to help me get to that next level. Because my mind, my bishop going to do some things, my apostle going to do some things, elder Christian going to do some things, and y'all going to do some things. And it ain't going to be all negative either. Somebody going to do something positive. Somebody going to give me a word of encouragement one day when I'm sitting there wrestling with, man, how I'm going to get this paid, and how I'm going to do this, and how I'm going to do that. And somebody just going to say something, they ain't going to know what they say. I'm going to say, that's how we going to get it done. Because I done grown to the place if God could use a donkey, he can do anything he want. He could use whatever he want. I am not so narrow-minded that my help is limited to one place and one. That's why them guys messed up. They could not see their help, and their help was coming right to them. When you first get saved, stuff like that supposed to happen. But after you've been around for a while, you're supposed to recognize where your help coming from. You just ain't looking one direction. Now, I see God moving too. I see God did some things in this last year. He had let some things get separated. I said, now, you finna find out that wasn't the only help that I had for you. Why? Because he's something else. He'll come in disguise. Your help might just show up in disguise. Might be that person that been fighting you year after year, and then they turn around and God said, I'll take that stony heart and give it a fleshly heart. And then all of a sudden, that's the person that's helping you out, and you don't even know it. Why? Because my thoughts are not your thoughts. That very thing, or that very person, that very job that you didn't think was going to take you on the next level, that's exactly what I'm going to use. Just to show you, you need me. Anybody here know they need God? I don't think none of y'all need him as bad as I do. I'm the weakest thing in this church, and guess what? I know it. Ain't afraid to say it. I need help so bad, it's a shame. And that's what has gotten me to where I'm at. Because I don't think I deserve it. I know I ain't supposed to be here. It's by, look at somebody and say, grace and mercy got me here. It ain't because I did everything right and made all these good decisions. No, that ain't my testimony. My testimony is he loved me and he patient, and I'm going to get it together the way he want me to get it together. Why? Because I desire to go higher. Not in position. If that come, it come. I was raised not to worry about no title and no position. I was raised like that. But I was also raised to let my relationship with God keep going. Because when God called you his friend, everybody don't have that. He called Noah a friend. He called Abraham a friend. He called Job a friend. God don't throw that title around lightly. Everybody is not a friend of God. We are children of God. But ain't everybody a friend of God. When you become a brother is born for adversity. They say, but a friend loveth at all times. That when you become God's friend, when your relationship with him get like that, then you get benefits that you never thought. God will do little things for you. You be like, I know I ain't deserve that. Turn around and do something crazy like David did, and then they turn around and say, but they after my heart though. He killed the man, slept with his wife, and then had a murder. That's the same person say, that's a man after my own heart. Man, look at here, just because you done made a mistake, that don't mean God don't love you and all this and all that. He still want a relationship. In all of our inadequacies and our downfalls and our mistakes and our bad choices, God loved us. Loved us enough to put his spirit in us. But when God trying to take you higher, he going to pull you away from he said, he sent the multitude away. He said, get on this boat, because I want to show you something I ain't going to show everybody else. I'll show them one thing, but what I'm finna show you, they don't have access like that. You got access to things that everybody don't. Eyes have not seen. Ears have not heard. Neither has it entered into the heart of man the things I have prepared for you. This is not for everybody else. Don't you get so caught up in what you're going through. You in the truth. You can still be in the AME church singing them old dry hymns without no anointing. Somebody telling you, sitting you in a chair, talking about something, come to Jesus. On your way to hell. And here it is. He prepared us to be in the wedding. You need to clap your hands and tell God thank you. You wedding material. It hurt. I know it hurt. You had to give up some things. I had to give up some jobs. I had to give up some relationships. I had to give up some possessions. I had to give up where I live. Man, look at here. Don't let nobody tell you that it don't cost nothing. Salvation is not free. Whosoever shall lose his life shall save. We don't even got to talk about Jesus dying on the cross. Look at what you and I got to go through to be saved. He said you got to lose your life if you're going to save it. There's a part of you that got to die if you want to be with me forever. And so a man said, suffer me to bury my father. He looked at that man and said, let the dead bury the dead. Go down and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. I could imagine if Jesus was to say that today. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. That's my daddy. Doing all that stuff there. Oh, we ain't even gonna talk about calling somebody a dog. Jesus ain't gonna do it. He gonna let somebody else offend you. You all don't like to talk about stuff like that. Jesus offended her. And guess what? He up in heaven now. This stuff ain't stopping. Somebody gonna offend you. But if you respond properly, you gonna get what you want. Oh, they ain't gonna talk to me like that. That woman said, truth, Lord, my daughter is sick and she needs some help. You can call me whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for death. My daddy don't talk to me like that. My mama, whatever you got to say, just do what I need done. You want to call me a dog? You want to call me a hoe? You want to call me a pimp? I don't care what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner and help my daughter out in the process. When my stomach growling and I'm hungry, you gonna feed me after you perform this miracle? Man, you gotta want it bad enough. When you really want it, you don't care what folks say about you. You don't care. You just want what you need. Your child sick in sin sick. Let them folk talk about you. Let them mistreat you. Let them snub you. I asked my wife, may the Lord bless you.